Welcome to the Dr. Leadership Show, where we take a look at how you approach your work and personal life and how we can make the most out of both of them. A weekly get-together where we get real about self-improvement and development as we all make this not-so-easy journey through life. Our discussions will cover ideas and concepts from how to grow your career to how to lead your family towards prosperity and happiness. We don't pretend to know it all, and the doctor is the first to be vulnerable, discussing his own weaknesses, both past and present. This is about growing together and having some fun while we discuss what is happening in the crazy world we live in and how to make the most of it. Let's strive for awesome together. Let's get after it. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Dr. Leadership Podcast. Hope you're having an awesome day. It's another beautiful weekend. I think we're getting ready for some more showers here in the Midwest. So those April showers bring May flowers. Everything looks beautiful and green, and I'm mowing a lot. I don't know if you are yet or not, but just laid down the fourth set of stripes on the yard night before last in between storms, and we wish for it all to green up, and then you're like, man, how do I get that hour and a half back every 5 days after they just laid down the fertilizer? Hope you enjoyed last week's episode. Got some positive feedback around it. Had a lot of people bring it up at work this week. I got a lot of people listen from work and around the country. I actually spent some great time with all my European counterparts out in Boulder, Colorado this week. Got to spend some personal time working on, not personal time, got to spend some time one-on-one personally in the room with each other, working on some business planning for our fiscal year and some of those awesome new products that we've got available in the market. Check it out. But we talked about PACE last week, and it had a couple of key attributes that tie into my topic this week too. I always try to tie it together, continue the story, go on down the path, whatever it might be. And if you missed last week, remember, you can go out and check all of the prior episodes via our website, www.drleadershipresults.com. You can click on episodes, or you can click on subscribe, go out, and then you get early access at all these episodes, typically 3, 4, 5 days in advance, and then you get advance availability of the Leadership Lounge as well. Got a tax accountant that's going to be joining us to talk about the biggest mistake she sees in the tax environment every year. She'll be joining us in the next few weeks. Be loading that up on the system, and then also a leader of a big 401k program here in the Midwest, that retirement programs, that's going to come on as well and talk about investing. So going to go back into kind of the personal finance world here in the coming month. More to come on those. But check us out, join. It's $5 a month. Cancel anytime. It's easy, right? You also can go on and listen for the first 3 or 4 minutes of each episode early for free. Maybe that'll whet your appetite that you make that very large commitment of $5 a month. Also, feedback, drleadershipresults@gmail.com. Would love the emails. But last week's episode on PACE resonated with some people. Now, remember, there were a couple key attributes or things to remember, I guess. The pace of the team or group moves at the pace of the leader. We discussed how the leader, first of all, we went this way, and I'm going to go a little sideways here again because it's just aggravating the hell out of me. But last week we talked about how the leaders in our quote-unquote higher education systems lack pace and absolutely lack courage. What's going on in the country right now is just an utter disgrace. It's crazy. It is, first of all, it's really easy to see that merit is not leading who gets into the supposed best schools, since the lack of common sense, understanding of history, consequences, and what they say these racist agitators are for and are believing in, it's palpable. I mean, these people are stupid. Wow. And Columbia, Yale, Harvard, never going to be seen the same. They have gone down the toilet where I believe they kind of belong. I mean, they are not the best of the best. Maybe one day they used to, they were at one time, but these people just are not smart. And I know that there's thousands of students that aren't being represented and agitators from the outside in, but we've been saying a long time, people with, look at this intellectually, that our universities are full of the scourge of the earth, these teachers. It's really post 9/11. Mideast studies came into being because these powerful Mideast countries didn't want everyone to think that everybody was wanting to hop in planes and crash into buildings. So what we did is we got a bunch of sympathizing points of view, anti-Israel, anti-Jewish points of view, rampant in our universities the last 20 years. And this is what you end up with, along with tenure and all the things that just aren't good. But I digress. But I do have to comment. The best one this week of these people that is not earning the possession arrow in life on jump balls was this week. So the episode I'm calling this week is Earning the Possession Arrow in Jump Balls of Life, business and personal lives. And what I mean is acting right and doing the right things. But this one this week was the epitome of entitlement by the young lady who had the appropriate white and black scarf on, right? And demanded it was after they had taken over the one hall at Columbia. They were burning things inside, painted racist and anti-Semitic and we hate burn down America and death to America on the walls. You know, probably $1 million worth of damage. I think they arrested like 30 of them. Bill them each the, $50,000 they owe. Whatever it is, man, string it out of them. Make their parents that created these crappy people pay for it. But this young lady stood up there and she demanded the following. We need vegan food and water be delivered to the protesters. Now, the reporter said that she was speaking to, well, didn't you kind of put yourself in this spot? I mean, can't you just disband and go get food and water? And she looked so confused. It's like, what do you mean I am to be held accountable for this? She then stated Columbia is responsible for not letting their students starve or die of dehydration. We're here destroying property and threatening other people, but damn it, you need to deliver breakfast, and if the orange juice better not have any pulp in it. That's what this girl is. And it's just like, wow. Another thing I noticed, and I've heard some people talk about this too and all this grand thing, there's a lot of angry young ladies. What has flipped the switch here? It is like 80% angry females. And it's just, something's going on here. I don't know. So the reason I bring this up is because today's topic requires specific actions and entitlement is not one of them. If you want to gain the possession arrow when a jump ball comes at you in life, be in business or personal life, when it's 50-50 on if it's going to go your way, leading with entitlement is not going to get you that arrow of possession. So how I came up with this line or this subject this week is I was on with a couple of my favorite people at work, and we were talking about, we're involved in a big customer situation now, a multi-million dollar opportunity. And I was meeting with their executive this week, just one-on-one. I said, how are we looking? And he goes, it's a jump ball. And I said to him, no one ever told me this statement. I don't know where it came from. I'm an analogy guy. But I said, well, hopefully we've earned the right for the possession arrow in this jump ball. And these two guys thought I was the smartest guy in the friggin' world, brought it up and said, hey, write a book. And I said, no, but in my own mind, I said, no, but that's a really good topic to come off of pace and leadership, etc. I believe we've earned the right on this possession arrow is what I said. See, everyone is going to be, all of us are going to be some point in our life, I say competitive situation in business, but in crossroads of personal life, and I'll touch on that in a little bit too, but we're all going to come across these competitive situations in business, and it's the little things that position you and I to win the possession arrow in jump balls of business. Like I said, even in your family life or personal lives, there's going to be scenarios where people can choose to go with you or another way. And you too need to ensure you're winning more than you lose. And little attributes and little steps in life, there's a lot of common themes and a lot I talk about because this isn't hard. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Talking about what's the right thing to do. And again, learning from personal experiences where I failed. But I didn't fail, I learned. Taking years, 35 years now of experiences and giving you feedback and opportunities to digest them, I think there's some value in that. So what are some of the items that can help position you for the possession arrow? for the ball coming your way. Now, these are a few. There's dozens of things, but they all kind of come out of 5 or 6 core or foundational concepts. The first one I wrote down is simply follow through. In business, do you always complete or finish what you start? In personal lives, have you started something and then, it's hard. I'm not going to do this. It might be a hobby. You start and stop. New Year's resolutions, right? Great example. No follow through. If you don't have this commitment in your own mind, it's not going to happen. Do you always follow up on action items and requests from your customers? Do you always come through on that? Do you show up on time? Remember, if you ain't early, you're late. Do you act proactively on problem resolutions? Do you bring things to them they don't even know are wrong yet and say, I wanted you to know that I saw this was going on or this came up, may not have gotten to you yet, but I wanted you to know I handled it. I followed through and took care of it. Are you doing that every day? In your personal life, do you take care of your own issues and keep those around you out of uncomfortable situations? Do you make your bed? Do you mow your lawn? Do you put your fertilizer down so your neighbor doesn't have to look over at crappy yard stuff? Do you pull your weeds? Do you follow through on just basic steps of life being good? These aren't hard concepts. The second one I wrote down is commitment. Are you committed to your business relationships even when there's no deal actively in play, right? Do you check in and work on that relationship building when there's no reward or carrot, the old carrot and stick analogy, when there's no reward or carrot that you're even trying to win right now? See, this is the big one. By caring and showing up when it is not attached to a personal benefit or gain, you build what's called trust. You build what's called a stack of chips. You build what's called the right to earn the possession arrow. It shows that you're in it for the long haul. It shows that you're not here when it's good, bad when it's gone. You're going to fight for them all the time. You have to do that for your company too. Your company you need to represent and be committed. Customer's not always right. One of the biggest misgivings out there. The customer has to earn the opportunity to be classified as right too. You don't let just jerks run you over and say, well, I'm the customer. We've all run into those. I say, sorry, you don't qualify to be my customer. If they're too hard. If they're hard on my people, I'll fire them in front of my people. Figure out how to get the rep paid on a different deal. Give them more territory or something. You are not going to sit in front of these people that aren't committed to a good business environment. Do you ever do, my wife is awesome at this, showing caring things to everybody. But do you ever do just little small gifts to your customers? Maybe bring along a dozen donuts, a dozen bagels, half a dozen donuts, half a dozen bagels, some pizzas. Do you ever send thank yous or holiday cards to people? Or do you know their birthdays? This one my wife just rocks on. She knows everyone's birthday. All of her customers or prospects, it's always just a question she asks nonchalantly. Hey, when's your birthday? Oh, so-and-so. As soon as she leaves that engagement, she marks it down. Every day, I get my orders. Hey, this week's birthday's boom, 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 boom. She helps me with my nieces. We divide and conquer, right? I'll take care of the mowing. You take care of the birthdays, honey. And she does it awesome. But these little gifts, man, they know that the people then know that, man, this person's just a nice person. If I have a jump ball on finances and a business decision around the financial impact, the ROI is very, very close. Both products do or services do what I want. If they like you better, you're going to get the possession arrow. So it's thank yous, it's gifts, it's stopping by saying hello, smiling. This is not hard. The other thing to do on your customers, and I've done this a long time as well as my wife as a leader too. She goes to deeper levels of it. But do you follow the news of your customers and prospects? So you can do Google like tracks. You can do all sorts of news captures on your customers. And if something good happens, you send them a congratulatory note. Hey, just saw you guys are making an acquisition over in Brazil. How cool is that? Hope you get a go. If you need a partner, let me know. I'd love to sit on the beach while you go to work. Ha ha. What a great note. Builds relationship, lets them know you're paying attention. If it's something bad, facing financial situations, you call them up and say, listen, I saw the news. I think there's some things that my company and I could help you with in this scenario. You're paying attention, man. So follow the news. Send notes on successes. It's not tough. See, recognition is a key desire by all people. By paying attention to them instead of you, you build deeper connections. The other thing that comes out of this, and it needs to be authentic, but your authenticity, can shine through. The benefit here is you are on what they are trying to, you are in on what they are trying to accomplish, right? And you can show how you or your company can then help. Just being engaged in what they are engaging in gives you a preferential position in a jump ball. Now, you don't do everything for the end result. I'm just pointing out the things that you should be doing to be an awesome person, to be a caring person, lead to positive outcomes to you. There is a carrot in this for you. It always doesn't feel like it when you're doing some of the things when it's not giving instant gratification, but trust me, it's going to come around. By understanding their situation better, you will create a differentiator. You will be a difference maker to them, and your competition will be seen as somebody simply chasing the deal. They're in it for the deal. Man, I'm in it for you, Jim. Sue, I've been along for this ride for 15 years with you. I want to be here another 15 years. And see, what this all does is goes into my third one. It's called value development. Constantly be shining the light on your value to these customers, prospects, or people. People take and spend money for value and outcomes, not for things. In my situation this week, I focused on, so I had the call with the executive, and we got this multi-million dollar opportunity sitting there. The team has done an outstanding job on everything, and I'm just trying to shine a light on it, right? I shined a light on how loved the team is by all of my customers, internal customers. He even said they do a great job. Why risk it? Is $10 a month, $100 a month, $1,000 a month worth the risk of not knowing what you're getting? And remember, anybody that's lower price, no one understands their value better than the person that's the lowest price. It's the lowest value. Do you have a world-class service organization that is second to none like mine? Point it out. That's what I did. Tell me a service situation that we haven't taken care of. Tell me a location in the country where we aren't doing the service directly. That's a huge value proposition for me in my business environment. I cover 95% of the entire United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. We cover 80% of Canada. We cover most of Mexico. We send all our techs 2 by 2 so they avoid getting shot by cartels. True stories. We have value after the point of sale. That's what I was pointing out to him. In our personal lives, value becomes values, as it does in business. Show values of things like honesty, hard work, good communication. Because our kids are going to face a crossroad, right? Many times in their life, they're going to come to crossroads, and you need to instill on a daily, hourly, monthly, weekly, including weekends and holidays, you have to instill value in good values. It'll help you in business when they grow up, I promise you. You got to start young. Right now, we got culture issues in this country. We got a lack of value for life. We got a lack of value on our highest education locations for differing opinions. They don't value any expectancy to even be able to survive or be on the earth for Jewish people. Is that what you want your kid to be involved in? Hell no. Flush those places down the toilet. We as parents want to win that jump ball between good and bad decisions for our kids. That's hard work versus the easy road. By driving these home and having that parental pace that we talked about last week, pace of the kids moves at the pace of the leaders. The leaders in this case are the parents. By driving these home and having that parental pace, you will be happy with your kids leaning on their gut versus trying to be praised by their peers. See, what's happening today is kids, they are very, very focused and moved by being impressive to their friends and their peers, being seen by them favorably versus by their loved ones, by your parents, by the grandparents. We need them to protect their futures, right? With strong values and value the right things. Honesty, hard work, conservative financial approaches in life, accountability, integrity. There's some big ones, right? Now, the faces have been shown all over the news. And you've had many people coming out and saying, we're not going to hire these people from these higher education institutes. And then you had an idiot, that's the CEO and founder of Hims and Hers, the online pharmaceutical and medical treatment, for balding and ED and all these things, come out and say he'd hire these protesters because they were on the moral courage. No, these people are idiots. And now what happened to his stock? Down 8% on Friday. See, Rogaine, you can go for your bald. You can go to RO or your regular doctor for any of the things he provides. He stuck his foot in his mouth and stuck his mouth into politics as a business leader. That's one you don't do. If you want to maintain the jump ball, you never know who's in the room and what their thoughts are. If they're educated, if they know what they're talking about, or if you know what you're talking about. You may not have the perspective that they have on a certain item and completely blow it. This guy blew it. My jump ball for him is that if I ever need something that he has, I'm not getting it from him. See, people can make choices based on that big comment. So you got to make sure that the right values come through. His values were shown that he supports a worldwide terrorist organization. Iran, Hamas, and Hezbollah all are sharing on social media praise for these people. Iran came out and said they'd give free scholarships to Tehran University for all the people that have been kicked out of school. Yeah, go over there with your purple hair and your love life, the way you approach it. And, I wonder if it comes with a free burial because you're going to be dead. That's how uninformed these people are. But as a parent, we got to make sure that values shine through with our kids because, man, there's cameras everywhere, folks. The amount of decisions, the amount of temptation, the amount of things that these kids are being thrown in their faces on what good looks like by these influencers and these people that just, there's nothing of benefit to how they're gaining their information. My emphasis was on the wrong syllable there. The emphasis is in the wrong spots in these young people's lives. So we've got to instill these good behaviors to our kids, to our loved ones, so that when they come to that crossroad, the jump ball in life, it's jump ball, it's 50-50. They go the wrong path or the right path. By instilling these values, they go down the right path. In jump balls, the keys are things that you are doing when you aren't being watched or judged. At least you think. That's where things like integrity and accountability show up most, right? Count the most. That is what they really are. Doing the right thing when no one is looking and there is nothing to gain. Nothing in it for you. That's what you want. That's what you show to your prospects and your business owners. That's how you position yourself to be the decision when it's a tie or it's close, or as my customer said, it's a jump ball. See, I'm not 7'2". I can't win a jump ball with my legs. I got to win a jump ball with my actions. I got to win the jump ball with my integrity. I got to win a jump ball with my work ethic. I got to win a jump ball with my honesty. I got to win a jump ball with my product knowledge. I got to win the jump ball with my ability to solve problems and create outcomes they're looking for. I'm not 7'2". Not many of you are either. And quite frankly, 7'2" doesn't help you in business jump balls. The last thing I want to say is this. There are dozens more of the things that position you to win a jump ball. Wear a positive outlook. Be inspiring. Be inspired. We need positive, driven people back in this country. We have more than our allowance of complainers and victim mindset people. We got these people standing here burning buildings, not allowing people of different races, colors, creeds to even go to campus paying $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, and they're talking as if they're the oppressed. That's how stupid this can get. You got to instill values. You got to point out what stupid is. You got to laugh in the face of these idiots. You got to stand up like the boys down at UNC. They grabbed the flag. LSU, Mississippi. The SEC has shown proud this week. I hate them in football. Respect them. Hate them because they're that good. But man, they showed up. And it was all colors and creeds. Get the idiots out of the party room, man. We need positive, driven people back in this country. Those complainers and those victim mindsets need to go away. Too many people think they are special. Too many emotionally weak individuals. Your own attitude is the leading indicator in success or failures in everything in life. Dedication was described by Mike Tyson as doing what you hate like you love it. That's a deep statement for a guy that's got a serious lisp and a big old tattoo on his face. Guy's smarter than he looks. Looking forward to that Jake Paul knockout, man. I hope it's fast. Be fun to watch. There's too many emotionally weak individuals out here. That attitude, man, it's the on-off button of yes or no's in life. In all things in life, complaining isn't awesome. In all things in life, bad attitudes aren't awesome. A lack of integrity? That ain't awesome. Lack of follow-through? Nope, not awesome. Poor values? Miss the awesome bus. And lack of commitment is not awesome. I just went through the 5 or 6 that we talked. None of those are awesome. So you know what you do? You concentrate on the right side of those coins in life. You do have a positive attitude. You don't complain. You have strong values. You follow through. You're a great communicator. You show your commitment. All those things are awesome. Then keep that shit up. Talk next week.